And we're back. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the conclusion of my Let's Play of Stellaris with the Unified Solar Republic. Yes, you heard me right. This is the final episode. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Firstly, I should explain something. You're probably noticing the date is different and significantly later than when you left us, which... Let's see. When we left off last, it was about 2340, and now it's 2370. Well, I did actually record the intervening times, but upon watching it back and going in to edit it, realized that basically nothing happened, so it would not be worthwhile to watch. As such, I decided to just delete that footage and not use it. And the reason we're ending it here is mainly down to performance. I could, I'm sure, find some more interesting stuff to do for a couple more episodes, but one quirk Stellaris has right now that still really has not gotten solved is the fact that once you get close to the end game point, there's so many pops in the galaxy that your performance will absolutely chug along. Like, it's just super stuttery right now. Like, you can't tell because I have the game paused. But if I unpause and try to pan around while unpaused, then there's these very aggravating frame skips you get all the time, which don't lend themselves well to an enjoyable viewing experience, quite frankly. That said, since this is the last episode, I'm going to go over some stuff we've done in the intervening times that would have been nice to keep on their own, but there wasn't enough of them to make a full episode. First of all, we did a ton of colonization. In fact, I'm going to show you something. Go into the expansion planner. There's actually only one planet left that we have not terraformed yet, and it would be finished in about half a year. And I have colonized a massive chunk of them. Now, that being said, there's still a decent number we haven't colonized yet. Let's see if we count them. 2... 3, 4, 5. Yeah, still 5 planets we haven't colonized, but I decided not to just because they're all in such close proximity to each other that meant no sectors were created, and I couldn't automate that stuff, really. As a result, I was microing all of the individual planets in our empire manually, which isn't so bad, honestly, given the fact that we have a fairly small empire, but it got to be more involved the later we got, because I also had to move pops around a bunch, since they were sometimes growing in on planets that were too full to put buildings on, and I'd already maxed out on districts. Case in point, Earth, which I was constantly just ignoring when pops got unemployed there and letting them move somewhere else. Because until we upgrade our capital building again, which we can't do because we don't have any upgrade technologies, we can't put any more buildings on Earth. So I was having to manage that, but overall that was fine. Also, since I'm constantly expanding my fleet to deter the neighbors from starting shit, although most of them actually like us, we'll get to the one that doesn't later. Yeah, since I was doing that, I also had to make sure that we were throwing down anchorages basically all the time. But that's the boring stuff. That and us finishing up all of our archaeology and first contacts for basically no reason whatsoever other than to get them off the list. The more interesting thing, I'm sure for you guys, is over here in our Unity traditions. Now, you know we have engineered evolution and Voidborn so that we can have better habitats and detox. I picked up adaptability because the next one I was going for was World Shaper to be able to terraform our planets into Gaia worlds. We didn't get to that yet, but turning every planet in my empire into a Gaia world was one of my main ambitions. Furthermore, we started unlocking all of the different types of megastructures. Now, I didn't get to the megastructures that are only unlockable through the special tradition, obviously. I can find it here. No, not Master Builders. Galactic Wonders. We didn't get to that. So we weren't able to research ring worlds, matter decompressors, or Dyson spheres because I need to repair or fully upgrade a megastructure first. And while I've started on the construction of 2 of them, I haven't finished either yet. Because we have a Science Nexus site, stage 1 version basically, in the Whitson system here, but I need 15,000 alloys to upgrade it to a hub. That was the one I was focusing on mainly, but in the Sol system, yes, our home system, we also have the site for a Sentry Array. A super telescope that will let us see everything in the galaxy in real time. I have not finished either, which is why we haven't done that. That was one thing I was aiming to do, is finish up one of those projects, but buying alloys on the market gets really expensive because all the other empires are doing it. Which is one of the things that is quite ironically actually easier on you if you're a fanatic purifier, driven assimilator, or determined exterminator. So you can't use the galactic market, only your local market. But as a result of us having to constantly divert alloys to expand the fleet and build new anchorages, I wasn't able to finish either of those. And this isn't what I'd call interesting, but it's probably worth bringing up. You see, Tuscany right here was actually raided. One of the pirate groups, the Diane Marauders right there, the ones that are so far away that we hardly know they exist, decided to raid us. They were hired by another empire, which almost certainly means the Ixeldar Star Collective, as they are the only neighbor we have who does not like us. The Weird Zirakan Coalition here. Oh yeah, it could have been them, I suppose, because they are our rivals. But thankfully, despite that, we share 0 borders with them. The Rak Intersolar, on the other hand, they love us. And the Commonwealth over here, they only slightly dislike us. So I don't think with a mere -70 they would send pirates after us. And honestly, if we really worked at it, I bet we could get them positive again. But unfortunately, I never did manage to do one thing that I really wanted to, which is wipe out the Vivesandian freeholders. We didn't get our navy big enough. I was comfortable trying a strike against them. That's the other thing, also. We're only 30 years from the end of the period that I have set for my mid-game crisis, because the mid-game crisis was supposed to occur starting in 2300, and it's now 2370, still no mid-game. Which is problematic because I have the endgame slated to start in 2400. So if we waited on the mid-game crisis, then I bet you the endgame wouldn't occur until like 2500 or something, so we'd be waiting around a lot of time for not much action. Just another reason this feels like a good spot to stop it. So yeah, there has not been a great con, despite the fact it's only 30 years until the end game has a chance to start occurring. But now, let's get to the final thing that happened, which is possibly the most unexpected. The Ixdar Star Collective here, they are crisis aspirants. Which means they took this ascension trait. They want to become the crisis. They've literally made it their life's goal to destroy reality. Unfortunately, they have very good encryption, so we don't know much about them. I've been trying to improve that through tech, but those options aren't popping very much. And their opinion of us. There's also that. They have a negative 316. They are very hostile. That is the other thing going on with them. So in order to keep them from thinking they can start wars with us, we've had to be constantly expanding the fleet, which holds back the megastructure production. And actually, they did go to war with us. In 2360, although for whatever reason they then immediately decided to accept a peace deal from us. That must have been a bug, honestly, though I'm not complaining. They just were immediately going for peace. As a result, we made it to 160 years of peace. Not counting fighting the space wildlife and stuff, of course. And of course, clearing away Zanam, which we did show in, it was either the last episode or the one before the last. That's our only Gaia world right now, and clearing away a 20k fleet to get it was definitely worth the expenditure. But yeah, these guys literally want to destroy reality. And so they attacked us and then immediately made peace. Still not sure what's up with that, but honestly at this point, the amount of lag we're getting and everything, even if there is some more interesting stuff to be uncovered through this playthrough and all of that, I can't get good enough performance to keep on playing. I tried watching back the footage when it was that laggy, and it was just unwatchable. I'm sorry, it was. It's awful. I had one playthrough I did a couple of versions ago that made it into 2460, and the amount of performance loss at that stage was unacceptable. It really was. We'll definitely be revisiting Stellaris in the future, but I can say without any doubt that it will not be as pacifists. This was fun just to do something different, but I definitely prefer my usual playstyle of go to war with everyone all of the time. That is a definite preference for me. That being said, we won't be doing any of the genocide runs anytime soon. I'm not good enough to play those. Just a standard expansionist empire that can be genocidey but has diplomacy as an option, I think. In any case, this has been Dark Phoenix Gaming. Thank you very much for watching my Stellaris pacifism Let's Play with the Unified Solar Republic. If you've enjoyed this, please leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to see more like this. Till next time, thanks for watching.